year. The key question with Larry Bird, they were in a hard cap in the NBA. And when you look at this and bringing it back home, Adam Silver, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Breanna Stewart, who are the superstars of the WNBA, but especially for Caitlin because she has such brand marketing deals, probably averaging $30 to $50 million a year. The Bird rights gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the cap.
Larry Bird is not the kind of person who speaks just to get attention. Throughout his legendary NBA career, he built a reputation for letting his actions do the talking. As a three-time NBA champion and Hall of Famer, Bird became known for his calm confidence, fierce competitiveness, and unforgettable presence on the court. In recent years, he has stayed away from the spotlight, making public appearances very rare. That is why everyone was stunned when, during a live television broadcast, Bird suddenly walked over to Caitlin Clark, took the microphone, and shared a message that instantly grabbed the attention of basketball fans everywhere. The unexpected moment quickly spread across social media, leaving viewers eager to hear every word. Caitlin Clark looked genuinely surprised before responding, making the exchange even more memorable. It was one of those rare sports moments that immediately sparked conversations and had fans wondering what would happen next.
And put an understanding out, because with Caitlin and what the players and the collective bargaining agreement are negotiating, folks, I'm wondering if it's the best fit for the top players of the WNBA. CBA agreements, the collective bargaining agreement is coming up. They're going to have an intense meeting for All-Star Weekend. And I wanted to bring this up for Caitlin Clark and the Larry Bird rights rule. Okay? And we'll start from a revenue perspective as Caitlin leads the league in revenue. Where am I going with this? It wouldn't make sense to have a contract for Caitlin Clark.
The moment felt so unbelievable that many fans said they had to watch it more than once before they could believe what they had seen. It all started after an exciting Indiana Fever victory. Caitlin Clark had delivered one of her best performances of the season, finishing with 28 points, 10 assists, and a clutch three-pointer late in the game that helped complete a hard-fought comeback. The crowd inside the arena was still celebrating as players shook hands and headed toward the sidelines. Like every other game, Clark stayed on the court for the usual post-game interview. Nothing seemed unusual at first. The reporter congratulated her on another impressive performance and asked about her leadership, her growing confidence, and the chemistry she was building with her teammates. Clark smiled politely, answered each question calmly, and looked completely comfortable. It seemed like a routine interview that would end in a few minutes. Then something unexpected happened. The noise inside the arena suddenly changed. Instead of the normal cheers after a win, the crowd became louder and louder. People started pointing toward the tunnel. At first, Clark didn't notice because she was focused on answering the reporter's questions. The interviewer paused for a second, distracted by the growing reaction from the fans. The television cameras slowly pulled back, showing everyone in the arena standing on their feet. There was a feeling that something important was about to happen. Walking out of the tunnel was Larry Bird. The Indiana basketball legend rarely appears at public events, especially during live television broadcasts. Bird has always been known as someone who avoids unnecessary attention. During his playing career, he let his game speak for itself. Even after retiring, he stayed away from the spotlight, making every appearance feel special. Seeing him walk directly toward the broadcast area immediately caught everyone's attention. Clark finally turned around and saw him approaching. For a brief moment, she looked completely surprised. It wasn't fear or confusion. It was the look of someone who suddenly realized one of the greatest players in basketball history was walking straight toward her. The crowd grew even louder. Fans pulled out their phones, hoping to capture the unforgettable scene. Nobody knew what Bird was about to do. Without rushing, Bird stepped beside Clark and gently took the microphone. The entire arena became quiet as thousands of people waited to hear what he wanted to say. His calm expression never changed. When he finally spoke, every word carried weight because Bird has never been known for speaking often. He explained that he had been watching Clark's game for a long time and believed she was one of the most genuine competitors he had seen in years. According to him, Her passion, toughness, and determination reminded him of players from an earlier generation who simply wanted to win. He also said he didn't want to stay silent while people continued questioning or criticizing someone who had earned respect through hard work. As soon as he finished speaking, the arena exploded with applause. Many fans believed Bird wasn't only complimenting Clark's talent. They felt he was standing up for a young player who had faced constant attention from every direction since entering the WNBA. Throughout her rookie season, every game, every mistake, every highlight, and every comment had been analyzed. Some praised her while others criticized nearly everything she did. No matter how she performed, she always seemed to become the center of conversation. Standing beside Bird, Clark became emotional. She covered her face for a moment as she tried to hold back tears. It wasn't because she couldn't handle pressure. Instead, it looked like she was deeply moved by hearing those words from someone she had admired for years. Receiving encouragement from a basketball legend carried a different meaning than hearing compliments from anyone else. Bird wasn't finished. Before handing the microphone back, he added that Clark didn't need special treatment. What she deserved, he said, was simple respect. If people couldn't recognize the effort and skill she brought to the game, then maybe they weren't really paying attention to basketball. His message was direct, honest, and delivered without dramatic language. It sounded exactly like something fans would expect from Larry Bird. Clark wiped away her tears before accepting the microphone again. The interviewer stepped aside, almost realizing the moment had become much bigger than the planned interview. It felt like two generations of Indiana basketball had come together on the same stage. There was no prepared speech, no advertising campaign, and no carefully planned event. It simply felt natural. Many people have argued that no recent WNBA rookie has entered the league with as much attention as Caitlin Clark. Long before her first professional game, expectations were already enormous. Every performance created headlines. Every foul became a debate. Every victory and every loss sparked thousands of conversations online. Fans, former players, analysts, and television personalities all seemed to have an opinion about her. Despite all that attention, Clark continued showing up every night and competing as hard as she could. Whether people cheered for her or criticized her, she continued playing with confidence. That determination may have been what Bird appreciated most. Throughout his own career, Bird understood what it felt like to play under pressure. He knew what it meant to enter hostile arenas where opposing fans wanted to see him fail. He also knew that confidence could easily be misunderstood. Many people viewed his competitive personality as arrogance, but Bird always believed that believing in yourself was necessary if you wanted to become great. Perhaps that shared mindset is why so many people imagined Bird seeing something familiar in Clark. He may have recognized the same competitive drive, the same refusal to back down, and the same focus on winning above everything else. Within minutes, social media filled with reactions. Fans shared clips, celebrated the emotional exchange, and debated the meaning behind Bird's comments. Basketball discussions quickly shifted from the game's final score to the unforgettable moment that happened after the buzzer. Supporters praised Bird for speaking honestly, while others admired Clark's emotional response. Many former players also joined the conversation, saying they respected Bird's willingness to speak publicly despite usually staying out of the spotlight. Because he rarely gives interviews or comments on current basketball stories, people paid close attention to what he had said. His words carried influence simply because they were so uncommon. For Clark, the moment seemed to provide reassurance. Young athletes often face enormous expectations, and even the most confident competitors sometimes question themselves. Hearing encouragement from one of basketball's greatest legends could give anyone an extra boost of confidence. It wasn't about proving critics wrong. It was about knowing that someone who understood greatness believed she belonged. As the excitement continued, fans reflected on what made the moment so memorable. It wasn't only about Bird supporting Clark. It represented one generation recognizing another. One legendary player acknowledged the effort, dedication, and passion of a rising star. Moments like that remind people why sports create such powerful memories. They connect different eras and inspire future athletes to keep chasing excellence. Whether people agreed with every opinion surrounding Clark or not, few could deny her impact on women's basketball. She has attracted new fans, increased attention around the league, and inspired countless young players to dream bigger. Her journey is still only beginning, and many believe her best basketball is still ahead of her. If this emotional exchange truly happened the way many fans described it, it would be remembered as one of those rare moments that goes beyond statistics or championships. It would represent respect being passed from one basketball icon to another rising star. More importantly, it would remind everyone that true greatness recognizes greatness, no matter the generation. For Caitlin Clark, hearing those encouraging words from Larry Bird would be something she would likely remember for the rest of her career, while fans would remember witnessing a moment that celebrated not only talent but also perseverance, passion, and the love of the game.